Welcome everyone to our lecture on the topic of relative velocity. This lecture is in continuation for series on the chapter of kinematics. So let us begin. Relative velocity or relative motion is the topic in which we would study the motion of an object or a motion of a particle when we are seeing it from a frame of reference which itself is moving. That means that the observer is moving with some velocity or some acceleration, and it is trying to observe an object which is moving or stationary. So this in comparison, this becomes different in comparison with what we have been studying already. What we have been studying right now up till now is that the particles which we are studying are moving, and the frame of reference from which we are studying is stationary. So because the same frame of reference from which we are observing the motion of all the bodies around us is at rest or is stationary, then the motion which we are going to study becomes that much more easier to study. So does it becomes difficult to study when we are in a frame of reference which itself is moving? So that is the question which we are supposed to answer here. So let us take a case. So imagine that we have, let's say, some frame of reference x and y. So this is some x axis and this is some y axis. Now there is a person P over here and there is a person Q standing over here. The coordinate of person P is 0, 0, that is the person P is at origin. The coordinate of person Q is 2, 0, that is the person is Q is 2 meters in x direction from the origin. Let's say the direction x represents some eastward direction and the direction y represents some north direction. So I hope you can imagine what we are trying to see. So let us take an object. Let us say the object is named some O1 and its coordinate is 2, 2. So let us try to draw some position vectors. So first of all, let us draw the position vector of the object O1 as observed from the observer P. So that position vector would be a straight line like this. And it would end at O1. Similarly, let us try to draw the position vector of the point O1 from the observer Q. So here is my position vector which I am drawing, and it ends at O1. Let me name the position vector PO vector as some R gamma vector. This is the position of object O1 as observed by P, and the position of O1 as observed by Q is some, let us name it some R beta vector. And let us make one more vector. What is the position of Q as observed by P, and name it as R alpha vector. So what we are observing here is that what we are trying to judge here is that Q is trying to observe O1 and it observes O1 in the direction RB vector, and the person P is observing O1 in the direction R gamma vector. So can anyone guess that at what angle would I be judging, and in what angle would I be seeing O1 object if I were P? So since the coordinate of O1 is 2 comma 2, I can easily say that this angle would be some 45 degrees. So that means that I am observing the object O1 at some 45-degree angle, and this vector is right in the middle between the directions east and the directions north. That means that I would be observing the object O1 in the direction northeast. So that means R gamma vector would be in northeast direction. Whereas if I am the person Q and I am trying to observe O1 object, then I would be observing O1 in the direction north only. So as you can see from the direction of this RB vector is straight up pointing in the north direction. So the point person at Q would see the same object which was being seen by P in northeast direction in some different direction and at some different distance. So this is what we mean by relative position of the objects. That when two different observers are trying to see the same object, then they see the object with different position vectors, and that means they see the object in different directions and different distances. So how do we express it mathematically? If we want to, if we try to write it and we want to try to learn something new from this, what we want to do? So let us write a vector equation. So if we consider this triangle PQO1, so the vector PQ is some R alpha vector. So we can easily see that R alpha vector plus R beta vector gives us the hypotenuse R gamma vector. So R gamma vector is some R beta vector, or I can say R beta vector. I want to write what is R beta vector. That is the position of object O1 with respect to the object Q. Then I would write it as R gamma vector minus R P vector, R alpha vector. Okay, so from this we have to learn a very important lesson. What we have to learn is that if we are trying to observe an object, let's say O1, with respect to some new observer, for example, the standard observer which we take in each case is P. So when we are observing from P, I already know the position of the O1, that is R gamma. Now let's imagine that I am Q and I want to observe O1. Then what we do every time is that we subtract my position, that is the position of object Q, of the person Q, from the original position or from the absolute position of the object O1. That means I will subtract my position R alpha from the position of object O1 R gamma to get the position which I would see of object O1, that is R beta vector. So if I want to observe the O1 object, then I would subtract the position, my position R alpha, from the position of object O1, and this would give me the position of object O1 as seen by me. So this is what we call relative position. Okay, so let us move forward. Yeah, so after starting with what is relative position and what is relative motion, let us proceed further. Okay, so let us take the cases of two particles A and B, which are moving in the space and are at positions RA and RB vector respectively, as shown in the figure. So let us draw this. So I would see that this is a pretty standard coordinate system which we drew in the last case too, except that now our object, our one observer is at A, and we are taking the origin as the absolute frame. This is our absolute frame of reference. So this we will discuss later what is an absolute frame of reference. Usually it is one which is stationary. So I have taken 2 points A and B in space. The position of vector A, let us say I am representing it with the RA, it is some XA I cap plus YA J cap. Similarly, I can write the position of vector B as RB vector, it is some XB I cap plus YB J cap. Now if I want to write the relative position, so let me draw a straight line for that. Okay. Yep. So we have connected A and B. The position of point A is some RA vector and the position of point B is some RB vector. So what would be the vector which is joining from A to B? And let us say if I am taking a frame of reference which is fixed to A. So this is my new frame of reference. Let me mark it as some X dash Y dash. This is my new frame of reference, and I want to observe B in this frame of reference. Then what I would do is that I would start drawing the vector from the point A and it would end at point B. So our vector which is from A to B, what would be the vector value of this in between vector? So this vector, let us say this vector is some let us name this vector as RBA. So I would say that RA vector plus RBA vector is equal to RB vector, and this would give me RBA vector equal to RB vector minus RA vector. So as you would see, this result is pretty similar to what we have calculated over here in the example which we took. In the first example which we took, that we were trying to observe an object O1 with respect to two different observers P and Q. In this case, we are trying to observe point B with respect to point A. So what is the relevant equation? So this is the relevant equation, and this is what we have to focus on. That if I want to calculate the position of B as seen by A, That means I'm trying to look for this vector, this particular vector. If I'm trying to look for this particular vector, then I would say that okay, this vector can be found by subtracting my position, that is the position of the point which is trying to observe the point B from the position of point B. So what is the position of point B? RB. What is my position? RA. So I would subtract my position from the position of point B, and this would give me the position of point B as seen by me, that is A. So this is the basic equation which we are looking for, and then we can substitute the values of RA and RB in this particular value to get our relative position. This is called the relative position, and the subscript is representing what we are trying to find. The subscript here is very important. The subscript here, it is telling us that I am trying to observe B. So that's why B comes first, and then with respect to what I am trying to observe B, I am trying to observe B in frame of A. So B comes first and then A. So RBA means that position of B as seen by A. So let us write it. RBA, what does it represent? It represents position of B with respect to A. Okay. So as we move ahead, position of B with respect to A, it can be written as position RBA vector, and simply what I am trying to from subtracting my position, that is RA vector, from the position of the point B which I am trying to observe. So can I write what is the position of A with respect to B? So from what I have been telling, what would that be? I would subtract my position. Now I am trying to observe from B. So that means I am B. I would subtract my position RB vector from the position of vector I am trying to observe, that is RA vector, and I would write it as position of the point which is being observed, that is A, with respect to the position I am trying to observe, that's B. Okay. So one result which comes from this is that position of B with respect to A is negative of RAB vector, that is position of A with respect to B. Okay. So what does this result mean? Actually, what I just circled, what I just put it in square, what does it mean? That it means one simple thing, that let's say I have some point A and there is some point B, and there can be any points in space, right? Can have even some velocities or acceleration. Then I am writing the position of point B with respect to A. So I would be seeing point B in the direction of A like this. In the same way, I would say that if I am observing A with respect to B, so I would draw this line and this particular arrow in this direction. That is, B would see A in this particular direction and this particular distance. So you can see these two vectors are opposite to each other. So I would say that RBA vector is minus of RAB vector. Okay, a particle A is at 2i cap plus 3j cap. Another particle B is at j cap. In which direction would the particle A be observing particle B? So there are two particles A and B, and we have to find in which direction would the particle A would see particle B at. So let us draw a line x-axis and y-axis. X and y. So one particle is at 2i plus 3j. So let us mark it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. One particle is at 2i and 3j, somewhere here. One particle, and this particle is A, the one particle is at j cap. So A is somewhere here, and one particle is at j cap, that is somewhere here at 0, 1. That is where B is at. So in which direction would A observe B? What would this direction be? So since I have already drawn the figure, from the figure itself it is pretty clear that, okay, if I were to draw a frame of reference fixed at A, so I have first we draw frame of reference. So I draw frame of reference like this, x dash and y dash. X dash represents east and y dash represents north. That means that this downward direction represents south and this direction represents west. So as you can see from the figure itself, it is pretty clear that this particular angle would be some 45 degree, as this distance is some 2 meters and this distance is also some 2 meters. So this angle is going to be 45 degree, and the position vector of B with respect to A, this is in the direction of, this is bang in the middle of south and west, just directly bisecting the line, angle bisector of south and west. That means the direction in which B would be observed by A would be some southwest direction. So this is one way of seeing, that is by drawing a graph. One other way could be by using the equation which we have. That means we want to observe B with respect to it. We would write RBA vector. What is B vector? B vector is j cap. So we are writing RB vector minus RA vector. Position of B as is seen by A. A vector is positioned at 2i cap plus is positioned at 2i cap plus 3j cap. So this comes out to be minus 2i minus 2j cap. So minus 2i minus 2j, what direction would this be? So if I were to draw a new x axis y axis, minus 2 minus 2i minus 2j would be somewhere in the middle, and it could be equal to this vector which I have just drawn. So this vector would be just like the vector which we have drawn, and this angle would be some 45 degree, and this will represent the southwest direction. So this is what also is done in the solution of this particular example, as you can see. Now let us move further. Now what would be clear to us, what would be happening is that now we are accustomed to the idea of observing an object with respect to some other object. So this is what we started with. In the starting of the lecture, we aimed at shifting from the frame of reference which is fixed to some other frame of reference which may be moving. So what happens if the object which if the frame of reference which I am supposed to observe from starts moving? What happens then? So imagine this in a way with an example. like there is a train which is moving with some velocity near a train platform. So that means it is just passing some station, and there is a person sitting inside the train. So let us say this person is some A, and there is a person who is standing on the platform. That person is B, and there is a ticket collector. Let's say the ticket collector person is named T, and he is also on the platform. So let us say that the train is moving with some high speed, and it is moving in some north direction, let's say, and the ticket collector is also moving on the platform on which the train is passing, besides which the train is passing, and the ticket collector is also moving in the north direction. Now the person who is on the platform, he would definitely see both the ticket collector and the train moving in the north direction, right? The ticket collector is moving with some speed, the train is moving with some greater speed, and both are moving in north direction. So both are moving away from the person, with the person who is B. Would the person A who is sitting in the train share the same observation? The answer is no, he would not. You would see that the person on the platform, it is understandable to see that, okay, the person who is just standing on the platform would be going in the southward direction. That means that I'm moving forward, that person is going south, and I'm observing that person. That means I would see myself at rest. I'm inside the train, I'm at rest, and I would see the person coming towards me, crossing me, and then going behind me. And not only I would see this observation for the person who is on the track, standing on the track, I would say the same person who is actually moving on the track. I would say that the person, the ticket collector, who is moving in the same direction as I am, I would say that even that ticket collector, the person T, is also moving in southward direction. That person is also coming towards me, and it's simply because of the fact that I am moving with a velocity or a speed greater than the ticket collector. So what happened is that the speed of the train is slightly more than the is greater than the speed of the ticket collector. That's why, with respect to train, or as seen a person inside the train, the ticket collector is moving in backward direction, in southward direction, whereas the same ticket collector, as seen by the person on the platform, sees him go away from him, that is in northward direction. So this is the difference. So what are the equations with which we can help us solving this case? So the equations are pretty simple to get to. What we will be doing is that, let us write the position of point B with respect to A. The position of point B minus position of point A, this we already know. So we will differentiate this with respect to time. Differentiate with respect to time. So what would be the differentiation of position of B with respect to A represent? So this would represent the velocity of B with respect to A. Velocity of the point B with respect to the point A. That is the velocity of B as seen by A. Similarly, if I were to differentiate position of B, that would give me velocity of B, and we say this velocity is with respect to ground. Similarly, if I were to differentiate velocity or differentiate position of A, I would get velocity of A. So differentiating with respect to T, this whole equation would give me d by dt of RBA is equal to d by dt of RB minus d by dt of RA vector. This implies velocity of B with respect to A is equal to velocity of B minus velocity of A. So this is our equation for relative velocity. So again the same concept comes in place, which I told earlier, that if I want to find the velocity of B and I am A, so I would say that I would subtract my velocity, that is the velocity of observer A, from the velocity of the point or the person I am trying to see, that is the person B. So if I am subtracting my velocity from the velocity of the thing which I am trying to observe, then I would get the velocity of that particular object with respect to me. That is what this equation is about, and this even extends to the equation of acceleration. If we differentiate it one step, so you would be understanding it pretty easily, that we differentiated position to get velocity. Now we can differentiate velocity to get acceleration. So acceleration of point B minus acceleration of point A. Okay. Now what we can do is that we can um, we can stretch our imagination a bit further. We can apply the equation of relative velocities or the expression of velocity relative velocities to even the equation of motion. So let us see how we can do that. I hope this much is clear. So we know the equation of displacement of a particle as r is equal to some initial velocity into time plus half of acceleration into t squared. Now we know that in equation in motion into dimension, we learned that we can put a simple subscript in all the variables like position, velocity, and acceleration to get equation in x direction or y direction or whatnot. So in the same way, we can put a subscript here also. The condition should be that the relative acceleration of the 2 points which we are considering must not be changing with time. That means both the accelerations must be constant. So let us take the 2 points as A and B, which we have been taking, and we can simply put the subscript BA over here. So this would give us the equation of relative displacement of the points B with respect to A, if we know the initial velocity of B with respect to A and acceleration of B with respect to A. So this can be a pretty big equation to get your head around to, but still we have to note this and we have to apply this in further questions. And this is our objective of actually learning or getting to go through the whole idea of relative velocity to get to these equations. That position of B with respect to A is initial ut plus half it square. We can simply put the subscripts. So in the same way, I can do this for some equations like final velocity of B with respect to A is initial velocity of B with respect to A plus acceleration of B with respect to A into time. And it is the same condition given that the relative acceleration of B with respect to A does not change with time. So this is one part. So after coming to these points, I would like to end this lecture up till this point, the theory part of this lecture. And in the next part of the lecture, we'll be continuing to discuss the numericals and the problems on the idea of relative velocity, so that our understanding gets a bit deeper in the idea. So thank you for joining and have a nice day.